Hello everyone, this is just a video on the different touch markers out there. Actually there is no such thing as any different touch markers than the ones made by Shinhan art, but there are quite a few replicas, and I saw some videos on some touch markers from some other gals. I believe one was called X Candy and the other one was called Bluebell, and they had purchased the touch markers from a site called aliexpress.com. They actually don't make the real touch markers, but they make some pretty good replicas. And here you're looking at one of them. Previously, their touch markers just said touch. They've changed the name up, I assume, due to some legalities there. But you can see that it has the same type of writing that the real touch marker would have. I'll show you that in a bit. It says Twin Art Sketch Marker. It does have the AP stamp of approval, so it is safe to use. There is a fine point and a broad point, and I will get that off to you. I just want to show you some of the things that might happen if you did purchase these from I believe China. These are manufactured from some places in China, and this is probably one of the better replicas. They're starting at about $1 or so Canadian. I am Canadian, so I'm looking at Canadian dollars. If you're American, it would probably be under $1 for you with free shipping. Anyhow, so this is what they look like on the ends. They've got the number. This is actually Shinhan's naming and number system. This is what the second generation would have looked like, and the newest generation just has a curved body. But these guys, you'll notice a few spelling mistakes on the ends. For example, I got a lice blue instead of an ice blue. And you'll notice that these are really hard to get the caps off. And here we go. I'm going to try to get them off. You got to do a little bit of a twist. And you can see there's the fine nib. And there's also a number on these on this body here. Not sure what that means, but I'm pretty sure the real ones don't have that. You'll notice that some of them, the nibs are sticking out a little, and you'll just have to push them back in. And here we go on the broad tip here. It's fairly normal chisel tip. It's nothing out of the ordinary there. They do smell a bit more than the real Shinhan touch markers, but still manageable. And then if you flip the marker over, you'll see it doesn't actually say it's made in Korea. After doing some research, I found out that all Shinhan art markers are made in Korea. So if it doesn't say that it's made in Korea, chances are it's not the real thing. Now, the color, in terms of the color, I got this Napoleon blue, of course, and then I've got the real Napoleon blue. Now, this is a few generations old. I got this off Craigslist. They are pre-used, but in very good condition. So the oldest ones have these circular labels on the ends, and of course the labeling on the band itself. Now when I compared these two on the card here, you can see that the blues are not exactly the same, but they're pretty close. The top one is the real one, and the second one is the fake. So there you have that. Now I'll just go over the real touch markers. Here's the fine end, and there's the broad. You can see that there's no such thing as a touch 3. It just says touch, and it says Shinhan Art International Inc. And it also says it in Korean. Flip it over, and there it says made in Korea. And there you go. These are what the real ones look like, and we'll take the caps off. They're fairly easy to take the cap off of these ones. Of course, they are pre-owned. And there you go. Pretty normal looking. And we'll take it off the other end. And there you have the chisel tip. There you go. Pretty juicy looking markers. Now, if you are into having the brush tip, the brand new, the newest version they have is the Touch Twin Brush Tips. And this is one my friend has. Very beautiful markers. This one's raw silk, BR134, and has a medium broad. And there's the brush. The labeling on it is somewhat different. It still says Shinhan Art. And of course, if you flip it over, it says Made in Korea. So let's take the caps off and have a look at what the newest markers look like. There it is. That's the brush tip. Very nice long tip for the feathering look. If you are a graphics artist or sketch artist or even an art student of some sort, you would probably really appreciate that. After reading some reviews online, apparently these are the next best thing for students if you can't afford the Copics, which are very pricey in and of themselves. These guys in Canada run about $4.50, $4.30 each, and the Copics here run about $7.50, sometimes $7.99. On closer inspection, I also have a raw silk in the replica version, and there you have it there. Now, when we compare the colors, you can see that the fake on top is very different from the real one. It's a nice color, nothing wrong with it. It's just not the raw silk that you might expect from a real Shinhan touch marker. So there you have it. That's the fake, and this is the real one. Some considerations to make if you are thinking of buying a very good replica. You know, they do blend quite well. It's recommended that you use some heavier paper to reduce the bleeding and seeping into other areas outside of the lines. For example, if you're coloring. I'm just a crafter, so for me these will do just fine. But if you're an artist of some sort, I would probably suggest you get the real ones. They're probably more durable. And they're also refillable, from what I understand. Now, of course, the replicas, I'm sure there's some way of getting around refilling them, such as just putting the nib into a glass or beaker of ink and letting it soak up. But for long-term use, that's probably not the best idea. Anyways, I thought this would be helpful to you, and hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you.